These are the former Democrats who jumped ship, from politicians to public figures, and even me. That's right, Donald Trump himself used to be a Democrat. In the early 2000s, he was donating to Democrats in New York and even supported some liberal causes. But as the party moved further left and embraced globalism, open borders, and political correctness, Trump left the party and ran for president as a Republican in 2016, 2020, and 2024. And who knows, maybe he'll run again.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States for the third time.
Tulsi Gabbard was once a rising star in the Democratic Party, a congresswoman, a veteran, and a 2020 presidential candidate. But she broke ranks when she started calling out the radical left for pushing identity politics, woke insanity, and endless wars. In 2022, she officially left the Democratic Party, calling it an elitist cabal of warmongers. Now she serves as Director of National Intelligence under President Trump, proving just how far she's come since walking away from the left. RFK Jr. was once a darling of the Democratic Party, the Kennedy name, environmental activism, and decades of influence. But when he started questioning vaccine mandates, Big Pharma, and the deep state, the left turned on him. He ran as an independent in 2024 after being stonewalled by the Democrats, gaining support from millions of frustrated Americans. Now, under President Trump, he serves as Secretary of Health and Human Services, where he's working to dismantle the bureaucratic health machine that turned public safety into political control. Kennedy didn't just walk away from the Democrats, he joined the fight against them. Jeff Van Drew was a Democrat congressman from New Jersey, but when the party launched their impeachment hoax against President Trump in 2019, Van Drew stood his ground and said he wouldn't support it. Instead of bowing to pressure, he switched parties, literally. He joined the GOP and even met with Trump in the Oval Office to announce it. Now he's a Republican congressman who regularly defends Trump and attacks the radical left. Eric Adams used to be a loyal Democrat, but that ended fast when he spoke out against Biden's open border policies and said the migrant crisis was destroying New York. The feds hit him with criminal charges. Coincidence? I think not. He said it was retaliation, and guess what? The charges were eventually dropped. Now he's running for mayor again as an independent and working with the Trump administration to help deport illegal immigrants. He even did a joint interview with Tom Homan. Eric Adams didn't just break with the party, they turned on him the second he stopped playing ball. Vernon Jones was a Democrat Georgia state representative for years, but in 2020 he shocked the political world by endorsing President Trump while still in the Democratic Party. Eventually, he made it official. He switched parties, became a Republican, and ran for office under the GOP banner. He now calls the Democratic Party the biggest threat to America and often speaks at conservative events. Bill Maher still calls himself a liberal, but at this point, no one's buying it. He bashes woke culture, defends free speech, mocks gender politics, and roasts the left every week on his show. And just recently, he visited Trump's White House with Kid Rock and had a real sit-down with the president. They talked about censorship, crime, and yes, even the idea of Trump running again. Bill may not have switched parties, but he sure is not on the left's team anymore, and his audience knows it. Elon Musk was once a Democrat supporter, even voting for them in the past. But he saw the light when the left embraced censorship, control, and identity politics. He called them out, saying they become the party of division and hate. Now, under President Trump, Musk leads the Department of Government Efficiency, slashing waste and draining the swamp. He's also brought back banned conservatives on X, making free speech great again. Joe Rogan doesn't claim any party, but his actions speak louder than words. In October 2024, he hosted Donald Trump on his podcast, giving the future president a massive platform just before the election. Rogan then endorsed Trump the day before the election, saying he agreed with Elon Musk's compelling case for Trump's leadership. This move played a key role in swinging young male voters towards Trump, contributing to his victory. Since then, Rogan has continued to support the administration, using his platform to challenge the left's narratives and promote conservative voices. When one of the most influential podcasters backs Trump, it's clear the Democrats are losing their grip on independent thinkers. Sheriff David Clark was a Democrat in name only. As Milwaukee County Sheriff, he became a national figure for blasting Black Lives Matter, defending law enforcement, and slamming Democrat policies on crime and race. He spoke at the 2016 Republican National Convention and was a regular on Fox News, fully embracing the MAGA movement. After resigning in 2017, Clark joined the pro-Trump super PAC America First Action as a senior advisor and spokesman. Now, in 2025, he's a leading voice in conservative media, continuing to champion law and order policies and support President Trump's agenda. Glenn Greenwald made his name exposing government surveillance and corruption. Once celebrated by the left, he turned against them when they tried to silence his reporting. In 2020, he resigned from The Intercept, a publication he co-founded, after editors attempted to censor his article critical of Joe Biden. Since then, Greenwald has become a vocal critic of the Democratic establishment, frequently appearing on platforms like Fox News to challenge their narratives. He continues to expose deep state corruption and stands firmly against censorship, aligning more with populist conservatives than his former liberal allies. Anna Kasparian used to be one of the loudest progressive voices on the internet, but after years with the Young Turks, she finally snapped. She called out the left's obsession with identity politics, said she was sick of the woke cult, and left the Democratic Party in 2024. After she got attacked by a homeless man and the left blamed her, she realized just how broken their priorities really were. Now she says she's politically homeless, but she's sounding more conservative by the day. I grew up in a liberal household. I live in a liberal stronghold. I work at a liberal institution. So what happened? It's simple. I had kids, and as they got older, their schools started to push things like unisex bathrooms, LGBTQ celebrations, drag queen story time, and more. I was disgusted. I had no choice but to change my position because the Democratic Party no longer represents what I believe in, and I believe this is the case for a lot of Americans. But now I'm a proud MAGA conservative, and that's why I made this channel, to talk about the politicians I love and the ones I can't stand.